and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you are doing good. We are excited and looking forward to our conversation today. Yes, it is Crystal one-on-one time, and we happen to be at the Patio Restaurant and Lounge in Bukoto. Lovely spot, you should try it out. Today I am chatting with actor, writer, Latin and ballroom dancer Valentino Richard Kabenge. He's joining me on Crystal One-on-One.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi.
Yeah, I just love how you're very gentle. You're very, I do Latin and ballroom dancing, and Latin and ballroom is very elegant and all that. I just love how you do it.
Oh, thank you very much.
There is a very soft, elegant, and corporate.
Oh my! I'm enjoying this. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have never taken ballroom dance, but I've done a little bit of salsa.
Okay.
And I really enjoy that. So when I see you doing your thing, I'm like,
you're like,
maybe I'll sign up for these classes.
Yeah, you should. You should. Latin and ballroom dancing is really, really fun. First of all, it's a classy dance.
Yes,
classic dance. It doesn't go out of market. Like it's been here for a long, long time. And for people, the corporates, and actually even Ugandans, the middle classes and all that, they're really, really embracing the dance, because dance is dance. Body movement, enjoying the rhythm,
that comes with it,
oh
right?
yes, the confidence, the self composure, so it's very, very lovely.
I like seeing you work with children because in other countries we see a lot of children starting from the age of 3 starting in dance. The same way like they go into sports, but you don't really see that so much here. So I've seen you working with children, I'm like, yes!
Yeah, yes. That's something I really adopted in South Africa, because from 2016 I was self-taught. So all doing Django, Touch My Body, all those, that was like I'd never been into a class. Yes.
Are you serious?
I'm very, very serious.
I watch shows like So You
Yes.
Think You Can Dance and Strictly Come Dancing. And when you look at the lines, I can't believe you never had any formal training.
Then.
Until recently.
Yes, until recently. So in
Yes.
2020, I traveled to South Africa, Cape Town, at Kim Isaac's dance studio. And
Okay.
Kim Isaacs has really, really trained stars, she also has a dancer in Strictly Come Dancing now called Cameroon Lombard.
Oh.
And, yeah. So when I was in South Africa, I met youngsters like starting at 5 years, 5 years to train in this. And really, I now started to understand the logic, because the thing is, when you start at 5 years, by the time you're 20, you have a 15 years experience. So that's why you'll find a 20-year-old like, whoa! And you're like, my goodness.
Exactly.
What's this? So I've got so much interested in the youngsters. And, and at the moment, in Uganda, our Latin and ballroom is just growing. So we really need a generation of young people that are growing up, that are doing Latin, going into competitions, going to the world championships and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's very, very interesting.
There's so many ways that
and
you
I love
can
children.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Huh?
I do love kids.
Okay,
so
well, there you
much.
go. There's the passion.
Oh, yeah.
But also you can tap into so many opportunities. And there are people, like you've started traveling the world now, and a lot of people don't realize that doing these different things that are out of the box can just open the world
I mean,
to you.
because when I was in the UK in 2020, last year, I was in the UK and I was at Strictly Come Dancing Studios at Oti Mabuse Dance Studio.
I saw that, I was like, ah!
Yes, it was very, very special to receive someone from Uganda doing Latin and ballroom. So I remember there's a time I even posted a post on my stories talking about Latin and a video of my kids, and tagged Oti Mabuse. And when Oti Mabuse came, she reshared it and she was like, I didn't know that Latin and ballroom is in Uganda.
Well, there you go. Look at you. Look at what you're doing.
Yes. So You know, it's very,
But now
very
you know we
nice.
have to go back. We have to go way, way, way,
Way back. Okay.
Tell me,
Yes.
growing up, were you Richard? Were you Richo? I mean,
Yeah.
where did you grow up?
So growing up, I was born in 1993. Yeah, 14th Feb, Valentine's Day.
Ah.
Yes, 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 14th Feb. And I went
Okay.
to Bright Community Primary School, and I went to secondary, and that was Kennedy SS, though I dropped out of school in S2. So when I dropped out of school in S2, I was like, okay, what do I do next with my life?
Okay.
Yes.
Was it a family problem?
By then, it was my cousin sister that was paying my school fees, and a time reached when she gave birth to a differently able child that really, you know, it was very expensive to maintain the child, and
Okay.
eventually she became bankrupt. And within that time, I really had to, you know, find a way.
Okay.
Yes. So.
And family? Your family, your parents?
So my dad, we really don't have that so much strong connection. Yes.
Okay.
And my mom passed on when I was young, but then I grew up with my auntie, who is the mother to my cousin sister that I was staying with.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But they really took good care of me until, you know, when things were out of control. They couldn't
Yeah.
control that.
So
Yes.
that was S2. Which school were you in at that
Kennedy
point?
SS.
Kennedy SS.
Yes. That is
So-
around Entebbe Road.
Okay.
Yeah, Kauku.
Okay. Would you say that life took a serious turn for you then?
Well, first of all, I went into a very, you know, by then I couldn't really define it, but it was anxiety, like, because, you know, I started to think, what am I going to be? You know, what am I going to be in life? When I was going to school, I was very, very, very convinced that I'll be a lawyer.
Look at it, you're laughing now. You're like, what?
Yes!
So you wanted to be a lawyer?
I wanted to be a lawyer, and really talent wasn't anything that I was concentrating on. Because first of all, I was a very shy kid in school. You know,
So you weren't part of like drama or
not
dance
anywhere,
classes?
not anywhere, not anywhere.
No way.
Nowhere around these whole things. So when I dropped out of school, I was like, okay, so what do I do next? But then, little had I noticed that as I was studying, I was very, very passionate in the arts. Like, you know, I didn't think I was talented, but I was very much passionate to know what's happening in the arts industry.
Okay.
You know, by then they had magazines like City Magazine, City Beat, and all that. So I used to buy those magazines, read about Juliana Kanyomo's, Irene Nambiru, Big Brother. There was a time when Big Brother launched for Gaetano. I was
Yes,
like,
I'm
my
dead.
God, one time I need to
I
be
need
in
to
that
go.
house. You know, but then it wasn't like.
So you were just
do you
following
understand
it.
what I mean? You know,
You're
yeah.
interested,
I'm
but you didn't see
interested.
yourself in that?
Exactly. But then when I dropped out of school, I was like, okay, what do I do next? So I started to think, but then I was very, very passionate about Nigerian movies.
Okay.
I used to really watch them.
Okay.
You know, I really used to watch them, but I think the talent was in there, but I didn't have the confidence.
Ah.
Yes, I think maybe that's how I can
Okay.
can explain it.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I got to school, I was like, okay, so what do I do next? I'm like, oh, maybe I can try acting because I'm very, very passionate about the movies. You know?
Nigerian movies?
Yes, Nigerian movies, the Ramzenua, the Rita Dominiques, and all those, you know. So I went to Mariam Dagire at Bat Valley Theatre. And then that's where I was always going and trying out things, and, you know, because I was advised by a friend who told me that, okay, if you really want to act or do whatever you want in the arts, try to hang around these theaters. So from Bat Valley Theatre to National Theatre, Bat Valley Theatre, National Theatre, yes, until when at the Mariam Nagiri started to have different meetings and all that, you know, yeah. So that's where I started from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started in theatre?
Yes.
Basically, that's where you started?
No, not acting in theatre, because I've actually never landed a theatre.
So it was
player.
more film?
Movies, yes.
Okay.
Film, yes. So I hanged in there, waited for roles. Unfortunately, I wasn't casted for any then, because you know, people just used to say, "You're talented. You have the talent, but but no.
But what?
But why? You know, so yeah, but I hung in there. Yes, I really hung in there until one time I landed that don't mess with Kansime role. Yes, that was on Citizen TV in 2015.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that was your break, let's say.
That was my break.
Okay.
Yes, that was my break into the acting world. Yes, and after doing that, because when in 2015 when I started to do Don't Mess with Kansime, I was a bit rare at Mariam Dagiris because we were very busy at Don't Mess with Kansime. But then each time I went to Mariam Dagiris, there was this guy called Moses, who used to just tell me, Valentino, there is this place that they dance Latin and this kind of dance, and I didn't have any idea about it. But it's fun. Maybe you can try it out. You can come and see people dance, you know.
Okay.
He continued telling me that same story all the time until there was one time I'm like, my goodness, I'm very tired of this guy telling me about all these stories, you know, because you know I didn't know about the dance, and I wasn't, you know.
You weren't even interested.
I wasn't interested because
Moses.
Moses. So,
Thank you.
So Moses, until this one time after a month, I was like, okay, you know what? I went at Lotus Mexicana. By then, you were marking on suits around there.
Yes, I remember Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus Mexicana, and I found people dancing, people having fun, couple dancing. I felt like I liked the way they moved, you know. And then I started to go back and just because at Lotus Mexicana they used to give you basics of salsa, because that was the main dance they were doing, basics of salsa and bachata.
Okay.
Yes, so you go, they give you basics 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, you dance, and you know, you explore. Yeah, so that's when I started.
Okay.
And in 2016, after Don't Mess with Kansime, I was like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? Because you know, this deal is done, and I don't know what to do next. Then I remember I started to think, and I'm like, oh, but maybe can I try out the dancing? You know, because by then now I had started to really get hooked in there. You know, all the time I couldn't miss any hangout spot at Border, at National Theatre and all that. So until this one time, we were at the National Theatre and they were playing music. So people normally used to dance to salsa, bachata. And this one time a very lovely, sensual song played. And I didn't know by then that was Ramba music. You know. So when they played this song, people left the dance floor because they didn't know how to dance to that. So the actor in me and the newcomer, new kid on block, because you remember, you know, when you've just started a new passion, you really are passionate.
Yes.
And, you know, all that. So
you even dream about it.
exactly,
I think.
exactly. So when this song played, me and my dance partner, the one I was dancing with that evening, we went on the dance floor.
Okay.
And when we went on the dance floor, we just moved. We were just the way our hearts were feeling. It wasn't about technique, it wasn't about anything, because I didn't know anything about Ramba. And after dancing, people started cheering.
Okay.
And I'm like,
so you had a moment.
okay, so what's this all about? So as I was leaving the place, people started to comment, actually you're good. We love the way you move. You know, so, but for me mainly, from day one, it's just been the passion. Like when I get into something, I'm very passionate, you know. It's the emotion, you know, the heart. So I started dancing, and no, from that day, I was like, oh, so if these people can believe in me, and I can entertain these people, maybe.
So before that, it was just more the passion. You weren't performing.
No. I wasn't performing. I was just dancing.
Okay.
And just on a social dancing, come on the dance floor, given few moves, you dance.
Okay. So what happened after that? Did you decide to look for?
So what happened after that? I started to explore it. Where can I do this? You know. So someone advised me, you know what? you can actually perform such dances on weddings.
Okay.
So I started to think, okay, weddings, so where do I get these weddings from? And then they told me, okay, there is this place called Centenary Park that they have wedding meetings. So if you go there and you tell them what you do, maybe they can give you an opportunity. You know, and then I'm like, okay, so how am I going to do this? So I started from just going to someone and I'm like, hey, there's this kind of dance I'm doing. I don't have a video. I don't have anything because I'd never, performed, you know. So I don't have a video. I don't have anything. And I'm like, okay, I dance. I do this kind of dance. It's called salsa, Latin, da, da, da. Please give me an opportunity. They're like, well, if at all you had maybe a video to show us, probably we can, but for now, no.
Aww.
So I sat down and I'm like, okay, so what do I do? I remember by then there was this awards, High People Music Awards. High People Music Awards, they were happening that year. And then I'm like, okay, I think I need to try out this on a bigger stage, like somewhere, I just need somewhere where people are going to feel like I'm going to be filmed and then I have a video.
Yeah.
So there I was at home without any experience, put on my clothes. I started to research where the high people, who are the organizers.
Yeah.
And someone told me they're around Bokoto, go there, And then this one morning I went, I reached, I knocked, asked me if I have an appointment. I was like, well, I just need to see someone. So they took me direct to the organizers. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, you don't know me, I don't know you, but I want to perform on your show.
Okay.
The High People Awards. That audacity.
Did they also say, do you have a video so we can see?
He asked me, what do you do? I explained to him. And he's like, so what makes you think I can give you the opportunity? I'm like, I'm good, because I'm good. Okay, so how do I facilitate this? What do you need from me? I'm like, I need money. Pay me 500,000, But by then I wasn't very much about the money. But when he asked me, I was like, maybe I could hit two birds with one stone. Yeah. So he told me, well, I'm not going to give you that money. Why? Because MTN and I have my sponsors. How am I going to explain to them that?
Yes.
I've given you the money. Do you even know why they pay artists? I'm like, no, I don't. So that man really opened my mind.
Okay.
He made me start to think, why do they pay artists to sing? It's not about how good you are, but what extra do you bring to the table?
It's about the entertainment
It's
value.
about the entertainment value. It's about what audience do you bring to their show, and all that. So he told me, you know what, I'm going to give you a platform, but I'm not going to pay.
Okay.
And then
Which is what you had gone for initially.
Initially, that's what I had gone for. So I told him, okay, fine. So I went to a certain girl, a friend of mine. She's Sarah, and Sarah, I used to really enjoy how she dances. I told her, okay, Sarah, there is this show they want us to perform, but they're not paying us. She told me, well, I do not perform for free. So I told her, okay, so what do you need? She told me, I need 100,000 from you because of you, Valentino. I told her, you know what? I have 80,000 and 20 will work on your costume. She's like, okay, let's do this. So so we started to prepare. And the day comes. The guy called Innocent, who gave me the opportunity, told me, Samadi Matov, by then she had sang Omkwano Gunyuma around that time, yeah. And then he told me, you're going to perform with Samadi Matov, interpret the song into dance.
Okay.
Yes.
So while she's singing, you'll be...
Exactly. So we went and performed, and I'm telling you, I was very happy of what happened. The thing is, before I went to on stage, I first alerted all the camera guys from all angles. Guys, please, I don't have money, but please try to film, Give me your contacts. So I took their contacts and I went to perform. And after the performance, I was happy. I went back home. And you know what happened? The following day, the guy called me, Innocent, told me, Valentino, the thing is, I've received comments that your performance was the best that night. And I'm like, okay. And I need to see you in my office. When I went to his office, he gave me an envelope. He told me, that's what you asked for. Because I was testing you to see how willing you are. I just don't work with anyone. I work with passionate people.
Oh,
People
I love
who
that
are ready
story.
to,
Yes.
to run for what they are really
Because if it's only
believe in.
about the money.
Exactly. And I was very happy. And then I started to look for my video. So when I looked for my video,
you tracked them
eventually,
down.
yes, eventually I got my video.
Okay.
When I got my video, I edited it in a way I wanted, put it on made it very more, because it was longer. So put
you
it
had to
into
cut it
just
down,
cut
make
it
it-
down. Then I started going with it to Centenary Park.
Okay.
Hello, this is what I do. I'm Valentino. I can perform on your event. Some people are like, well, you phoned us when we are close to end of the meetings and all that. So we like what you do. Maybe you can just come and perform for free, and you get some people will see you
Exposure.
and all that. So those I used to go where I feel like, okay, I'm gonna go for this.
Because you're also looking for opportunities,
Exactly.
right?
Some started to be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you this much. Until this one time I landed Touch My Body by Rema Namakula.
Yeah.
From the videos when we started to share them, so they started circulating, until this one time we received a call. Rema Namakula needs you in her video. And I'm like, hey. So Rema Namakula, they came, we started practicing, and then this one time we went to film. But I remember that day I told God, because I'm very, very, very prayerful man.
Yes.
And God has really brought me from far, And so this one time, I remember, because I pray from Prophet Samuel Kakande. He tells us, pray, believe everything. Every time you do something, however small, pray. It can, yield into something big. So this one time, after paying me, I got my money. And I'm like, what do I do with this money? I'm like, okay, let me get my tithe. And then let me put all this to church building.
Okay.
I went to church and I'm like, Father, I've seen very many videos when they only film, when they edit it, they only show dancers' feet and all that. Father, I want you to do a miracle for me. I want this video to be out there, like to myself to be a breakthrough for me, And when Rema announced that it will be launched the following Monday, or I don't remember that day, exact day, I anticipated. I was like, okay, how is this gonna be? I waited and waited and waited. I remember this one time I was still going into my dancing at Cayenne, and a link came through. The video is launched. I looked at the video the first time, and I'm like, wow. God, you are amazing. My face was all over. The dancing was all over. And
Because you're
from
right, there's
then,
some dancers you don't really see
I'm
who they
telling
are.
you, it changed my life. From then, when I took my videos to these people at Centenary Park, they just used to say, that's the guy in Rema's video. That's the guy in Rema's video. And by then I started 700,000, 1 million performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 million, 1.5. I'm starting to really, go higher there. And, it was very good as I went on with my performances, and
So you're performing, you're making money.
yes, and then
You're building your reputation.
exactly. And then I also started to gain some deals from doing Power of Legacy, acting and all, and the dancing. Until this one time, the jungle came in. I was just sitting at home. The same thing. Called me, Winnie Munwaji's manager. We need you for a video. And I'm like, okay, what's the concept? Or send me the song, because I find myself very picky on things I have feature in. So
Ah,
but after Django, I received different requests to be in videos, but I'm like, this was a mega hit. I
it
need
was.
I need something better.
Said it
To me
was just self-taught,
by then.
just
Yes,
rehearsals. Did
it's
you watch a lot of videos like
yes.
YouTube and
What happened was I met a lady called Mama Salsa,
Mama
and
Salsa?
yes,
Okay.
she's a very passionate dancer, you
Uh-huh.
know, and she's one person that taught me that this is not about the technique, it's how you make people feel, you know, it's how yourself feel, expressing yourself, because dance is a language. You know, the way I am
It's the
speaking to
purest
you.
form of expression.
Exactly. When music plays, even though I'm just doing this. And that's what happened even in Django. Django, I remember when we choreographed with Winnie Nwaji, it was a very complete choreography. And when I reached the set, the director, Marvin, told me, I need you to do a solo and a contemporary solo and a contemporary solo. So what happened is, here I am, not so much experienced in contemporary, but then I just told him, play the song.
And you just moved.
I just moved. I just moved. And for me, my best parts actually, they're those when I'm just, you know, it was very powerful for me. Even today when I watch it, I get
You
goosebumps.
feel
You know,
it.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. So dance is a language. It's how you really feel, and when you let it out, if it is really authentic, people will feel it. It will touch the people.
Yeah. Passion.
I keep telling people I'm not the best talented dancer in the world, but one thing I know is I am passionate, I have the emotion to this, and it is as authentic as you receive it. I'm not going to fake it. You know, that's why I'm very picky on songs I work on projects I work on, because I just want it to be as authentic as possible, as it can be. So, but I remember I was telling you about, you were asking me if I watched very many videos. So
Yes.
Mama Salsa, when I was telling you about Mama Salsa,
Yes.
so Mama Salsa introduced me to Dancing with the Stars.
Ah.
So I started to watch Dancing with the Stars and saw how really this show was moving me. You know, and I'm like, oh wow, this is very powerful. This can be achieved. You know, so it really inspired me to really dance and enjoy dancing and enjoy telling stories.
Okay,
Yes.
so now you started making money, you started getting work, and you know, when you get to that point where you can pick and choose, then you know you're doing things right. So you're like, no, that's not going to work for my
Yes.
brand, it's not going to work for me. At that point, did you find like there was a community of other dancers? Because sometimes that's the challenge. I mean, if you want to do like a production, you need other dancers.
Yes.
Did you feel like we had enough other people there to be able to complement you, to work with?
The thing is, in Uganda, we have passionate dancers. We have talented dancers.
Yes.
All we lack is the skill, enough skill. We don't have enough teachers
Yes.
to teach that. And that's when I thought about, in 2020, after producing my show Dance with Valentino, then 2021, I felt my cup was empty. You know, I started to get challenged. I'm like, okay, so I really want to be an international dancer, but I can't take this to the international standard. What do I do?
Okay.
You know, and I started to look out in Uganda. I couldn't find any, you know, and then I started to look out. Then went to Kenya. I couldn't find, you know, until when I found one in South Africa. You know, and South Africa, when I went there, I really saw a family of amazing, brilliant, and skilled, and Crystal. I went into the class, and when I saw even 10-year-olds dancing, I just sat in the corner and I'm like, am I Uganda's best? Because by then I had started, you know, receiving compliments.
Oh, so you started
you are
feeling
the
it?
best, you know, you are the best. And when I went to South Africa, I was stripped off. I'm like,
You're like, okay, let me sit down and start afresh.
Exactly.
And let me learn.
That's what happened in South Africa. I was stripped off.
Yeah.
I was like starting from scratch, learning step by step, basic by basic. you know, and you know, here I am.
So when you talked about the production, Dance with Valentino,
Yes.
when did you come up with that? How did you decide to
Yes.
push for that?
Okay, the thing is, I'm this kind of guy that has maybe like at some point not yet the confidence to do something, but I think about my things. I always try to think. So I started to think about the Dance with Valentino concept, I think in 2016, 17. And I'm like, but by then it wasn't Dance with Valentino. It was, by then it was Celebrity Memorable Dance. You know, because all I needed was celebrity tell their stories.
So
and
like
then-
Dancing with the Stars.
yeah, Dancing with the Stars, yes. And this time it was just purely sharing your most unforgettable moment, and we choreograph it into a dance, and the celebrity participates in the dance.
Okay, that was the
Yes.
concept.
Exactly. So, and with time, it kept on revolving. It kept on revolving. It kept on revolving until one time when I eventually I was ready to do the show, and someone proposed and was like, you know what? Why don't you just call the show Dance with Valentino? Because you already have classes. By then, I had started to put up classes called Dance with Valentino. Then I'm like, how do I? What should I call this the show? You know? And then someone just had told me, just call it Dance with Valentino.
Own it.
Own it.
Own it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that was it. 2020, produced the show. Very, very much powerful. It touched very many people's hearts. What really gave me so much pleasure was going online and people just sharing their stories of how a certain episode made them feel. You know? It's like Sarah Sauzi when she shared about she never had the opportunity to say bye, to bid goodbye to the mother, not to the father.
To her father.
Yes, that she already worked so hard to be there for the mother because she also didn't want to lose that opportunity. And she had the opportunity to bid farewell to the mom. That was powerful.
Yes.
People watched the show, people were commenting, and people were really revisiting memories, moments, and all that. For me, that is satisfaction.
And also you opened a lot of people's eyes as well
Exactly.
to how powerful dance is.
How powerful dance is, and how also you know, we don't have such kind of shows like now your show here in Uganda. Uganda, we have mostly our shows here are more about gossip, what you know. Yeah, most of our shows here.
Yeah.
So I always want to challenge myself.
Okay.
Yes.
So Dance with Valentino was very successful.
Yeah, it was.
And a lot of people are like, season 2?
Season 2.
But
People
now
waiting.
we get it. Now you're like, your cup was empty. You wanted to learn more.
Yes, I wanted to learn more, and also season 2, I really want to give people a great thing. You know, so for me, it's not about how much money I'm going to make, how you know, how relevant I want to stay in the industry. No, it's about what's the impact. How is it going to impact people? You understand? So when first season, because one of my passion is I really want to contribute to the growth of the dance industry in Uganda.
Yes.
So when I realized that actually our dancing wasn't on that really standard that I would love to see, I'm taking the time to groom the dancers, to get choreographers, to get actual trainers, actual directors for the show. When season 2 comes, my dear, you'll call me. I'll be waiting for your call to be like, Valentino, it's happening. Yes, so
Okay.
that's what's really taking us the time to prepare for
No,
season
that
2.
makes sense. That makes sense because
Yes.
season 1 was a learning process as
It
well.
was a very
And that's where
learning
you
process.
begin to identify, okay, I need this, I need that. And also the cast. For a
I'm
lot of
telling
the
you.
professional dance shows is also around the professional dancers.
Season 1 really exhausted me. I was the writer. I did mostly the directing. I was the creative director. I was the choreographer. I was the lead dancer. Because the thing is, when I was starting the show, someone told me, a close friend of mine who actually knows that I love taking control of things, you know, he told me, Valentino, you know what? kindly ask you, when we are doing this show, please take a back seat.
No.
You know, so I took the back seat.
You
and
did?
Firstly, I did when we were filming the pilot episodes. I took the back seat. I watched people work. My dear, what I received, I was like, no. I need to, you know.
I need to do it
I
myself.
need to really do it because it was new to people. You know, they didn't know, like they
didn't
couldn't see
understand
it.
what it could be. Yeah.
Exactly, they couldn't see it. So until when I set the tempo, and maybe now when I get more qualified people, directors and all that, I can really be content. And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
so let me do the hosting and yeah.
Okay. So you do have like a dance company of your own.
Yes, Varich Arts is a company, but it's a production company. Yeah, we deal in music, dance, and drama.
Yes.
You know, and yeah, so it's a company we formed with a friend of mine called Zina Bernaka, and she's from UK.
Okay.
And yeah, we are very passionate about dance. Dance is our first love.
Okay.
Yes, dance is our first love. Then music and drama comes
after dance.
Exactly. Very
So dance, music, drama.
Yes, we are very passionate about growing the industry, contributing to the growth, because there are also other people that are really working hard to elevate the industry. We're passionate about putting our contribution to it, and we're very passionate about inclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, as people who follow us have seen that we have people in the wheelchair dance, and it's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's what we do in Barrich Arts, and this year is I'm very, very ready to share with people what I received from UK, from South Africa, and I very, very can't wait to grace people's stages,
Yes.
because I just came back recently, and we are getting ready. We are in the dance studio.
So you talked about your experience in South Africa. That was your first like professional dance training.
Exactly.
And you were like, whoa.
Whoa.
It was an opening for you, like, I have so much to learn. I have so much to do.
Yes, I think it was really challenging in a way that it reached a point when I'm like stuck. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Because this feels like I'm going back to zero.
Okay.
But I had a very supportive instructor, Kim Isaacs. Thank you, Kim Isaacs. Kim Isaacs was very, very supportive, and my dance partner, Zia Abdul, they just kept on saying, you know what? When you learn the basics, it's about the muscle memory. When you learn the basics, your muscles memorize these basics and these steps, other things, and that's the truth. With this dance, it really looks very difficult when you're out of it. When you enter it, you learn the basics. By the moment you start being fluent with the basic steps, other things are simple.
So says the professional. It looks very...
No, they are. I'm telling you.
But okay,
Yes.
okay, I can understand that because you kind of learned the other way around. You're
Exactly.
self-taught, and then you went and got the professional, technique.
Yes.
So how did you end up in the UK? How did that happen?
Okay, so when I was in South Africa, I met this guy, Cameron Lombard. And Cameron Lombard was also a student of Kim Isaacs. Actually, Cameron Lombard, I was on social media, before I went to South Africa, I was searching around dancing in South Africa. So I bumped into Cameron Lombard, and as I contacted him, I was like, okay, I would love to learn this dance. How do I do it? He told me, my dance instructor, she's really good.
Okay.
And then he directed to put me in contact with Kim Isaacs. So when I went to South Africa, I went to meet Kim Isaacs and then Cameron. And Cameron, by that time, he was just an ordinary dancer in South Africa. Or actually, he had won championships like in South Africa and all that. But, that was just on a low.
Okay.
And when I was leaving South Africa, that's the time he landed a job in Strictly Come Dancing. See how God works in mysterious ways.
Okay.
So we kept on communicating, and So, from stories by Zina Bernaka telling me about Strictly Come Dancing, and then I'm seeing Cameroon going to Strictly Come Dancing, I really got so much interested, you know, from his updates and seeing how really is becoming a star and all that. So Zina got, you know, she kept on following up because I'm very, very poor at following up sometimes. Mostly with things that are official things, you know. I'm very, very poor. So she kept on following up, and until this one time we landed an opportunity. She landed an opportunity of us going to Otimabuse. So by then Otimabuse had just opened up a studio.
Okay.
Yes, and because of what Cameroon is achieving now, and all these stories I'm hearing about Strictly Come Dancing, I got so much interested. I really got so much interested until this one time we processed everything, and I had to join Otimabuse Dance Studio.
Okay.
So I went to the UK, met Maria Pure, Oti's husband, and he was very, very kind to me. He was very, very kind to me, and he still is, you know, and taught me. And so in South Africa, there's something I learned. In the UK, it's a whole new thing. So in South Africa, I was learning about couple dancing.
Okay.
It was mainly couple. Then here I go to UK, and it's about dancing alone.
Okay.
Because they're two different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when you're
as
dancing
couples,
as a couple,
you are supporting your partner.
Exactly.
I feel like the man always kind of showcases.
Exactly.
Right?
He's there to give the lady the frame and all that, you know. And now here, you are the one to dance alone.
Okay.
Because we told him that, okay, Valentino is a brand in Uganda, and he needs to really stand and
he
dance.
needs to be able to.
Exactly.
Ah.
Now,
is that
that's-
intimidating?
Exactly. I mean, it was very also challenging, you know. That every level you reach, it's very challenging.
Okay.
But I embraced it. I did it. And Marius helped me to, you know, he kept on introducing me to all these Strictly Come Dancing pro dancers and the celebrities, because he was very proud of me. Because I traveled all the way from Uganda to UK for only dance. They even used to ask me, which places do you want to go and visit? I'm like, I'm here to dance.
Okay.
So,
we were focused.
Exactly. So he was very proud of me, and just, you know, every time he was with the Strictly Come Dancing pros and celebrities, he just used to tell them that there's this guy called Valentino. He came all the way from Uganda to dance. And by the time I met these celebrities and Strictly's pros, I'm like, hello, my name is Valentino. And they're like, the guy from Uganda? I'm like, yes. We know you. I know you. Marius told me about you. And I'm like, okay. This is my God working, and Marius, you know. So it was really, really uninteresting. I met all most of the celebrities and the pro dancers, Otimabuse, you know, Marius. It's a very, very good.
Amazing experience.
It's an amazing experience. It's a very great family, you know. You know, because dance also gives you a place to belong. You know, and mainly when you go to these socials, you belong.
You belong
to a kind of people that speak the same language you do.
Did you feel that was kind of missing when you were here, when you are here?
No, actually here we do have.
We do have it?
Yeah, we do have.
You do have a family?
Yeah, there are families. There are different people who do the dancing. Yeah. There are some people who do the dancing, though it's not on the level that I was doing it in the UK. Yes.
The next level. I like that. You said you feel like you belong and you speak the same language.
Exactly.
So the end of last year, I think in November last year, you launched, was it the ballroom experience?
Yes.
The Latin and ballroom experience?
Yes, it's Dance with Valentino experience.
Okay.
So Dance with Valentino started as a show, TV show. Now, people started to ask me, where can we learn to dance? Exactly.
Yes.
And then I'm like, we need to do something, and that's Dance with Valentino experience. You know, we are giving you a dance experience, because actually what we do is not only teach you how to dance, we challenge you to perform. if you, because there are people who have fantasies, they're like, oh, I want to be in that glittering dress, I want to be in that tuxedo to come and dance. So that's what we launched. You know, when we are giving people the opportunity to dance, the youngsters to come and perform. But there are those people who just want the social dancing. Yes, we also cater for that.
Then you also teach
And
couples for their
exactly,
weddings.
that's where I was going. Very many people approach me and they're like, you know what, Valentino, you know, we don't know how to dance. We're not confident on the dance floor, but we would love to do a fast dance. We would love to enter into, as we're coming into the reception, how do we do it? And I just tell them, never mind. You're at the right place, you know. So
Yes.
we train couples on how to do the fast dance and all that. And it's very, very interesting. And I really enjoy being part of the journey of my clients. They actually become my friends.
Yeah.
You know, you see someone from something they used to fear or to be afraid to start doing, and now they are confident. They're all, you're like, hey, Banangi. You know, so, and also being part of, because what we do, we don't just let them dance. We tell stories through dance.
Yes.
Sometimes it's about how did you meet? Just through a conversation. This is how we met. It was a coffee shop and what. Okay, let's put that into the dance.
Okay.
Yes, and you see them. There's a couple I was working with recently. It's a Ugandan lady with a German kind of husband. And when they were dancing out their first rehearsals, as they were finalizing like this, the girl became emotional. Because it was very sweet, you know, and it's about asking them, open your heart to your partner. You know, dance is about, you know, it's not about how best you move. Just open your heart on the dance floor, and it's
Look at
very
you.
precious and beautiful.
The connection
Yes,
that
the
comes with
connection
it.
that comes with it. And we perform on weddings.
As
Yeah,
well.
we really make it very special for the bride and groom.
So where would someone find you? Where do you have these dance classes?
Where we have these dance classes, well, different places, but at the
Okay.
moment we have a specific place at Pearl of Africa Hotel right now, and you can follow us on all our social media handles. Yeah, you can follow me, Valentino Richard Kabenge, on Instagram, Facebook, Valentino Richard Kabenge, and then we also have a page, Dance with Valentino. That's now Valentino Richard Kabenge is my personal, you know, I dance, I'm a
profile.
dancer, I'm a actor and all that. Then there is Dance with Valentino, that's all about the dance, you know, places where we are, what we're going to do, because this year we are thinking of starting to throw up parties. You know, people just come and have fun, a Cuban kind of feel, play the salsa, the cha-cha-cha, the rumba, the tango, the sensual, you know.
Yes. We can tell how
You see how the passion
passionate you are.
comes through when I was talking about dance. Very passionate. From being like, no, I'm not going to that place,
Imagine.
to, okay, let me try it out. Oh, nice, lovely. Now, the salsa, the cha-cha-cha, the tango.
I know. Looking back at your journey, you said, you know, you left school in S2, you're like, what now? You started looking at acting, and then someone kind of nudged you into dance. And how far you have come. What you've even done for dance in Uganda, Latin and ballroom dance. You've talked about God's grace. But, I mean, a big part of it is also the passion, but also the determination.
And the hard work.
And the consistency.
The hard work, it's not easy. When I entered into this industry, I thought it's just about, but even building a brand itself, it takes a lot. So if you're entering into this industry, everyone will tell you, yes, it's hard work. It's actually hard work.
It is.
You really need to work hard and work smart. Yeah, you also have to work smart. So yeah, it's been that, it's been a journey of learning. You know, and a very brilliant team besides me. Zina Bernaka, my work partner in Rich Arts, she's very supportive. Then at the moment we are working with Parker Records, helping us with our marketing, and learning a lot. Even until now, I'm still learning.
Yeah, I don't think you ever stop.
Yeah, no, it never stops. It never stops.
So,
and everyone has to be willing to learn.
So your advice to someone who wants to start, like you said, hard work, you have to be willing to learn,
Yes.
but it also sounds like you have to tap into your networks and constantly Because
When
you would reach out for help. You would
well,
ask this person, ask
exactly.
that person.
Yes, one time recently I was with Waiki Bender, and I just asked him, what advice can you ever give me? He told me, never burn bridges.
That's great advice.
I'm telling you, even though it's that cleaner at a certain restaurant, you need them. You really need them. So it's that whole thing of, no, you need the people, you need to learn, you need to hang in there. Prayer. Bane, prayer works. Does it work for you? But one thing I'm very proud of, and very proud everywhere I go, God has never let me down. He's been so generous and so great to me. I look at myself. When I was at Strictly at UK, meeting all these Strictly Come Dancing stars, I was like, okay,
How did I get here?
this is once in prophecy, but it's happening. Okay, good, you're amazing. To you be the glory. So I really thank God so much. Yeah, but the people I work with, the team, hard work, banange hard work, people need to work hard.
Yes.
You need to be, like, you'll find challenges along the way, but you need to really stick to the journey and all that. And sometimes it really gets worse that your vision is a bit shaken and all that, and sometimes, and don't be afraid to jump onto a new vision, Yeah.
If something's not working.
Yes, if something is not working, don't be afraid, Try it out, Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
For
too,
joining
Crystal.
me.
Finally, Crystal hosts me. Thank you.
Just to see what you're doing for dance in Uganda.
Yeah, and thank you so much for asking me to share this, because I really enjoy doing it, because I believe that maybe if it can touch someone out there, if someone can learn from something, yeah, don't take everything, by the way, just that specific thing that works for you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
yeah.
thank you again.
Thank you so
And be
much.
blessed.
Yeah. Bless you too.